What a coordinated effort. A real puppet show. And whose anti-cult hand is in the glove that's behind this particular action, pulling the strings and dehumanizing decent people? Take a look. It's the Russian pro-religious organization RACIRS, with their Nazi-like methods of manipulation, misinformation, and controlling mass consciousness, just to discredit dissidents. I wonder how much these articles cost the client, because make no mistake, this is clearly a paid campaign. ALLATRA wasn't even given the opportunity to respond to the press, to these particular defamatory publications. So what's the client's goal with this smear campaign? Climate, Well, ALLATRA has been addressing climate issues for many years now. Take a look. What ALLATRA members have been saying for years, organizing international forums and referring to numbers and charts showing the exponential rise of climate disasters. That is now coming true with striking accuracy. You see, unfortunately though, the truth from ALLATRA is not being heard. And as for the climate, well, you can see it yourself. The number of victims is growing. Just look at recent events, floods, and the rise in deep focus earthquakes, volcanic activity. You name it. Despite a quiet ban in the global press from covering the reality of rapidly changing climate, ALLATRA international public movement continues to speak the truth. Could some people harbor resentment against ALLATRA for trying to warn people and to the best of its ability inform them on how to minimize the climate risk and protect themselves and their families? Well, it's certainly possible. But let's return to the 400 defamatory articles which clearly use technologies aimed at manipulating readers' consciousnesses. Ask someone who has never heard of ALLATRA before what impression they get after reading these articles, filled with dehumanizing labels and baseless accusations. These articles leave the reader feeling anxious, tense, and filled with negative emotions, spawned by a flood of doubts and intrusive negative images in one's mind. And the suffering and distress caused by these manipulative narratives inflict far more damage than a terrorist attack. It's like a poison distributed in bottles, and people are being slowly poisoned by it. Why? Because these corrupt journalists working under orders from Russian anti-cultists at RACIRS create the illusion through their articles and stories about democratic laws don't work when someone is unjustly accused or defamed in the media. They create a problematic situation spreading lies and rumors. They use this information to intimidate and paralyze people. They make you, as a reader and witness to this tragedy unfolding before your eyes, feel weak and strip you of any hope for justice. They want you to surrender before you can even resist, before your critical thinking kicks in. With their mass-produced empty articles, they create the illusion that no one can do anything. This is also a mass manipulation technique, specifically paralyzing the masses. Read books on communication technologies and media manipulation, or even sociology on mass behavior and manipulation of mass consciousness. They know this, but you don't. Their power lies in secrecy. Just turn on your critical thinking, expose the manipulative methods these corrupt journalists use to influence your mind, and their giant bubble of lies will burst. Anti-cultists artificially stimulate your mind and provoke negative emotions. Many people have suffered from the articles of these corrupt journalists, who are fed by the Nazi-style rhetoric of Russian anti-cultists. The subconscious reaction expected from the reader. And what is the subconscious reaction expected from the reader? Everyone who reads or watches such a piece will want to run to safety. Seeking that safety, this anxiety stimulates a host of diseases in people, and that's just the visible part of the iceberg. The RACIRS network operates covertly. There are only a few of them, but they influence the minds of the masses. For now, they have access to the media, but once people learn about their crimes against humanity, that will change. Anti-cultists, these so-called defenders from cults at RACIRS, don't care whom they attack in the information space. Take a look. Whether it's individuals, communities, or organizations, they slap the cult label on one part of the planet, and for another part, they use the label sect. Their main goal is results, to smear someone, to trigger the right emotions, and to implant images they want in people's minds. And what exactly is an image that has been forcibly implanted in your mind through the negative information? A negative image is a powerful tool of manipulation. You'll argue with it, you'll condemn it, you'll hate it, and you'll blame it for all of your misfortunes. An image is like a heavy anchor. An image is like a file. It doesn't disappear from your mind. Whether your computer is connected to the internet or not, the file remains. All it takes is a trigger, some code word, signal, or spark of energy, and it resurfaces. The more attention you give it, the more active and dominant that image becomes in you, influencing your behavior. So critical thinking and understanding the manipulations that dishonest media conduct on you and where you place your attention is the key to health. Now, I know you may have seen this particular methodology or understand that this methodology might be used in politics, it might be used in media marketing, and in some part it really is. But as you can see, the information presented to you shows you the danger of the RACIRS organization and their methods of manipulation. Only the truth can free you from the media manipulation. When the law protects people from these hidden haters of humanity, then we'll see change. You must control the information space that affects you. Objectively assess the reasons for any setbacks. Familiarize yourself with the techniques of manipulation. Critical thinking is your health. Install an antivirus in your mind. Don't let in anything bad whatsoever.